In 1941, one of my very favorite writers, Jorge Luis Borges, an Argentinian who used to write poetry about the gauchos on the Argentinian plains, switched gears after going into a deep, hot fever, coming out and writing a series of amazing short stories about philosophy, mathematics, and infinite possibility. One of his best ones to come out of that series is the Library of Babel. In this library are books, and each book has the same layout. There are 25 characters only, including spaces, and there are 80 characters across on each line of each book. Each page of each book has 40 lines, and each book has 410 pages. Now here's the idea. Within this library, there's every single possibility of books written in this format. So mathematically, how many books are in Borges' library? Well, it's 25. That's the number of symbols in each slot, so to speak. And there are 80 symbols on a line, 40 lines on a page, and 410 pages, which makes it 25 to the 1,310,000th power. That's pretty fucking big. It's so big that if you crammed all of his books in his library into a ginormous black hole, the black hole would be like 10 to the millionth power meters across. It's just nuts. But the point that he was making is that in this library is every book that's ever been written, every book that is being written, and here's the thing, every book that will ever and could ever be written. So in his library, although it's mind-blowingly big, there's every biography of every person who's lived, is living, and here's the thing, will live. And even people who haven't. Now, what does this mean? It means that all truths are in the library, as well as all falsehoods. Reviews of reviews of reviews of books that have never been written are in this library. The fundamental essence of God, religion, philosophy, mathematics, it's all in the library. But here's the first point he makes. How are you going to find it? You really need a hell of a search engine to find what's good in it and to differentiate truth from falsehood. That's the first thing. The other thing that's utterly mind-blowing about this library is that it's finite. It's got a limit to it. So although it's just unbelievably huge, like the difference between the number of individual books and the number of light years, if you put them all on one shelf, is almost negligible. That's how big this library is. But the point he's making, though, it's still finite. It still has a limit. So what does that mean? That means like the limit of human knowledge is there. There's a limit to not only knowledge, but experience. Wow. All right. So I bring this up because I've written a novel, and I take Borges' idea, that inspiration, and I take it one step further. Imagine a digital simulator that can simulate any possible kind of physical object. And imagine that it can even simulate things that aren't even real. And then I take it to the conclusion that the amount of things and experiences, not just in a book, but in reality, are finite. It's even more ginormously huge in its computations and permutations in Borges' library, but it's still finite. Think about that. This idea that, human imagination is limitless and possibilities are endless. That's just not true. There's a limit to reality itself. And if the universe is really infinite and there's a multiverse, then it's going to run out of stuff. It's going to have to keep repeating over and over and over again. So check it out. My simulator is a spider's jar, and in it is a character who hacks into the jar. And my story revolves around, who is this avatar? Why did she hack into the spider's amazing invention? And what does this all mean for the fate of life, the universe, and literally everything? Check it out. It's called Johnny Fazuli and the Transfinite Reality Engine. It's on Amazon. If you got Kindle Unlimited, it's free. And I can't wait to talk more about it. And I've just done a podcast. Who knew? On The Spider's Jar, which you can get on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, any platform where you get your podcasts, you can get my discussion of The Spider's Jar, inspired by Borges. There to blow your mind. Enjoy. Get some.